I still remember the way she used to smile, soft, hesitant, like she was guarding some secret. That smile had haunted me for years, appearing in my dreams, in reflections, in the ghost of passing strangers. I never thought I'd see her again, and yet, here she was, standing just a few feet away in this dimly lit cafe, her fingers wrapped around a porcelain cup, her eyes fixed on the rain outside. It had been 10 years. A whole decade since she walked away, or perhaps, since I let her slip away. I had convinced myself that I had moved on, that time had done its work, dulling the ache of what could have been. But in that moment, as I stood frozen in place, watching her, I knew I had been lying to myself. I must have made a sound, an intake of breath, a shuffle of feet, because she turned, her gaze catching mine. Recognition flickered across her face, followed by surprise, and then something unreadable. My feet moved before I could stop them. "Emma," I said, my voice rough with disbelief. Her lips parted slightly, and then, as if deciding against whatever she was about to say, she offered a small smile. That same, hesitant smile. "Daniel." Hearing my name in her voice again did something strange to me. It pulled me back in time, to late-night walks under city lights, whispered confessions in the dark, the taste of her lips after a stolen moment. "May I?" I gestured to the seat across from her. She hesitated but then nodded. "Of course." I sat down, suddenly feeling like a boy again, nervous and uncertain. There was so much to say, but I had no idea where to begin. "You look the same," I said finally. A soft laugh escaped her lips. "That's a kind way of saying I haven't changed." "You have," I admitted. "But not in a bad way." She tilted her head, studying me. "You, on the other hand, look different." "How so?" She pursed her lips, as if choosing her words carefully. "Older, I suppose. But there's something else." "Regret," I offered before I could stop myself. Her expression didn't change, but I saw the way her fingers tightened around her cup. "Is that so?" I exhaled. "Emma, there's so much I never got to say." She took a sip of her coffee, as if steeling herself. "I know, Daniel. But the past is the past." "Is it?" I asked, leaning forward slightly. "Because standing here with you now, it doesn't feel like the past to me." She looked away, her gaze following the raindrops streaking down the window. "It has to be." Silence stretched between us. It was thick, full of unsaid words, unfinished stories. My heart ached at the finality in her voice, but I wasn't ready to let go. "Not yet. Do you ever think about it?" I asked. "About us?" Her eyes met mine, and in them, I saw the answer before she even spoke. "All the time," she whispered, a lump formed in my throat. "Then why?" She sighed, looking down at her hands. "Because some loves belong to the past, Daniel. No matter how much we wish otherwise." I could argue. I could tell her that love like ours doesn't fade, that time doesn't erase what's real. But I knew Emma too well. I knew when she had made up her mind, so instead, I just nodded. "I miss you." She smiled sadly. "I miss you too." We sat there for a while, two souls tethered by a love that no longer had a place in the present. And when she finally stood to leave, I didn't stop her this time. I simply watched her walk away. Just like I had all those years ago, But that wasn't the end. The next morning, I found myself outside her hotel, my heart hammering against my ribs. I wasn't ready to accept her words. I wasn't ready to let go, not without fighting for it. I walked in, scanning the lobby, my fingers curled into fists. And then, as if fate had woven our paths together once more, I saw her again, standing by the elevator, suitcase in hand. She saw me too. A sigh passed through her lips, as if she had expected this, as if she had been waiting. You followed me, she murmured. I had to, I admitted. I can't just let you walk away again. She closed her eyes for a moment, inhaling deeply. When she opened them, they were filled with something I couldn't quite name: longing, sorrow, hope. Daniel. Emma, don't leave, I whispered. Not yet. She hesitated. And if I stay? I don't know, I said truthfully. But I do know that I don't want to spend the rest of my life wondering what could have been. Her fingers tightened around the handle of her suitcase. We can't go back. No, I agreed. But maybe we can move forward. Together. A moment passed. Then another. And then, with a quiet exhale, she let go of the suitcase handle and took a step toward me, and just like that. The past wasn't just the past anymore. It was something new, something waiting to be written. That was 6 months ago. Emma and I have spent every moment since then trying to bridge the gap that 10 years had created between us. It hasn't been easy. There have been nights filled with laughter, but also nights filled with tears. Sometimes, we still slip into old habits, pulling away when things get tough, hesitating when we should leap, but we are learning. We are choosing each other, day after day. And that is more than I ever thought possible. The past still lingers, in quiet moments and sudden memories. But it no longer holds us hostage. It is not a wall between us, it is a foundation beneath us. Something that shaped who we are, but does not define who we will become. So, dear reader, if you ever find yourself standing before the ghost of a love that once was, ask yourself, are you chasing a future, or merely a memory? For me, I choose the future. Now, as I sit here, reflecting on all that's transpired, I can't help but marvel at the way life has unfolded. How many times had I convinced myself that I would never see Emma again, that the chapter of our love story was closed? How many times had I stared at the phone, wanting to call her, but convincing myself it was too late? Too much time had passed. The past was too far gone, but life has a way of surprising us. A chance meeting, a moment of vulnerability, and suddenly the door to what we thought was lost is wide open. As we sit together now, laughing at something trivial, it strikes me that maybe it was all worth it. The years of silence, the distance, the hurt, it led to this. To this moment of rediscovery. There are still things to work through, old wounds to heal. But I think we're both starting to understand that love doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be without scars. Love, at its core, is about choosing to show up. Even when it's hard. Even when it's scary, and in that moment, I realized that what I had with Emma was never just about the past. It was about the future we were building now. The future we could still create together.